On Overdrive this week, we take a look at the upgraded 2025 Ducati Panigale V4 S, now lighter, faster and more rider-friendly. The luxurious and tech-packed Toyota Velfire with its smooth petrol hybrid powertrain and the sleek, sustainable Honda QC1 electric scooter. Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I am Soini Dutt. The Ducati Panigale V4 S has had a glow up. It's lighter, faster and friendlier. In fact, it now rides like it's on your side and not like it's trying to throw you off. Let's take a look.
There was a time when the name Panigale struck fear into the hearts of mere mortals. And not for the reasons Ducati's PR team would have liked.
Yes, it looked like a superbike poster child. Yes, it had all the tech that you could think of. But riding it fast, that was a completely different story. It almost felt like Ducati had channeled the ghost of their MotoGP failure with Rossi into that motorcycle. It was fast, it was tech-laden, but it was so temperamental that even the doctor threw in the towel.
Early Panigales made you feel like you needed the physique of Stoner, the talent of Marquez, and the core of a yoga guru just to survive a fast lap.
It was the sort of motorcycle that you bought with track day dreams, but then sold it right after when you realized that you would rather be horizontal in bed than be at lean at 55 degrees and battle that monster. But Ducati did something unthinkable. They listened, they recalibrated. Somewhere along the way, they made sure that the Panigale V4 stopped hating its rider. It didn't feel like it anymore. It felt a lot friendlier. It became one of the fastest machines on the track and also became a lot more accommodating. And with that focus in mind, they created the new one to make it friendlier, more accommodating, more of a glory chaser.
So the idea was clear. Make every rider, rookie, racer or returning hero, quicker around the racetrack. But let's first talk about the new design before we get into the technicalities. Gone is the overtly robotic menace of the predecessor. In comes a more organic, emotionally charged silhouette. The wings and the ducts are no longer bolted-on afterthoughts. They are woven into the form, leading to a 4% drop in the aerodynamic drag.
The fairing is wider, not just for vanity, but for sanity. It's basically to make sure that even generously sized riders like me can nicely tuck in, hide behind that fairing at speed so that you're not battling a lot of that wind when that brutal acceleration kicks in. And that in turn reduces rider fatigue.
You also tuck in better now. Your elbow lines up with your knee, the tank grips are better placed and stealthily black, and even us generously sized folks get a seat that's wider by 50mm and longer by 35mm to move around more easily. The new pegs are narrower, 10mm higher, offer better cornering clearance and yet don't feel cumbersome even if you're going to ride your bike to the track day. Simply put, it's still aggressive, but not aggressively unwelcoming anymore. The forged wheels are over 2 kilos lighter. That's a coffee mug short of shedding a lap time penalty. And now they're designed to fit full-fat WSBK rubber as well. Pirelli's SCQ tires have also evolved, ready to handle more torque with less drama. And that brings us to the most controversial change, the double-sided swing arm.
What it does, it gives it better agility, it gives it better flexibility, it gives it better stiffness, at the same time better torque threshold, because you see the wheels now support the bigger tires or the wider tires from WSBK. That's more contact patch, that's more torque that can be delivered to those tires, which means the swing arm had to be strengthened too.
At full lean, over 50 degrees, the suspension can't do all the heavy lifting. That's where Ducati's revised frame steps in. It's lighter but offers more lateral stiffness, which means better agility and mid-corner stability. The new walls offer a wider, soft to stiff range, letting the bike adapt better to everything from backstraight bombing to casual canyon cruising. It auto-detects when you're riding normally and shifts to a comfort bias setup. Finally, it's a Panigale that won't punish you for wanting to go to a cafe more number of times than a track outing. The new Brembo High Pure calipers shave off 60 grams and deliver fade-free, high G braking performance that even hard track use couldn't compromise during our test. Ducati also went wild with the brake tech. 7 levels of ABS, corner-sensitive ECBS. Enter Ducati's brake-by-wire and MotoGP-derived rear brake logic.
The system works flawlessly and discreetly. It's no placebo effect. You will actually feel the difference when you're riding on the track when you're in race mode, because when you are in the corner and if you're trail braking, or even if you're not using the front brake at all and you're at maximum lean, if the algorithm believes that there will be a need of some rear brake to stabilize the bike, to correct the corner or to make the line sharper, it will do that on its own with all the sensors that are on board. And mind you, these are not the same number of sensors. They are far lesser than what you have on a MotoGP machine. But it's all the learnings from MotoGP which are making your life easier and making you look like a hero in the bargain.
It effectively stimulates the stabilizing effect of rear trail braking without requiring any input from your right foot. It's constantly adjusting, adding or bleeding pressure, depending on how the corner is unfolding. It also means less abrupt weight transfer, more composure under hard braking, and a newfound ability to carry speed deeper into the corner with confidence. The engine is still a 90-degree V4, still a masterpiece and somehow still more powerful, now making 216 PS despite stricter emissions. The motorcycle is 6 kg lighter overall, including 1 kg shaved off the engine alone.
Ducati calls this their magic engine because it manages to give you the mid-range torque, the mid-range punch of a typical V-twin, but at the same time have the high revving performance of an inline 4. And that magic really works, especially when you're out on the track. That engine feels so tractable, so full of power that you run out of talent before the bike runs out of juice.
But the real wizardry lies in the electronics. The Ducati Vehicle Observer, a MotoGP-derived algorithm, can predict what the rider and the bike are about to do. Kid you not? It factors in lean angle, grip, fuel level, acceleration and braking forces to deliver torque, traction and wheelie control in the most intuitive way I've ever felt on a liter class machine. All you need to do is twist the wrist.
So to sum it all up, if the old Panigale was more like a win on Sunday, suffer on Monday kind of a machine, the new one is win on Sunday and grin on Monday kind of a motorcycle. And that is the kind of evolution that even Valentino Rossi would tip his hat to.
Well, it's time to head into a quick commercial break here on the show, but don't go anywhere because on the other side, get ready to experience the future of luxury and performance. The 2025 Toyota Wellfire is a masterpiece of design, comfort and cutting-edge technology.